Yo guys, it's CFB, welcome back to a brand new video. Hopefully you're all doing well. Welcome back to, this is kind of two bits of things in one video. Obviously we've got the match preview to go, well, the match review to talk about, because obviously Chelsea Wimbledon just happened. But if you're living under a rock and you're trying to get the stream up, or even a stream up, or even just anything to do with the game, there was nothing. So we'll get into that in a minute. Actually, we'll get into that in a second. That'll be the first thing we talk about. And the second thing we're going to talk about is a certain signing we did literally just before the game happened. So we're going to get into that as well. So yeah, before we get into anything, please like, subscribe, hit the bell notification so notified every time I upload a video. Also, there's first link in the description. It's my second chance to go and check that out. It'd be very much appreciated. And yeah, let's get straight into it. Let's talk about the game, because we ain't got much to talk about the game, because like I said, there was no stream. There was no stream whatsoever. You know, I'm guessing the only way people could watch this game whatsoever was going to the game, because everybody I was talking to and everything, they just couldn't find a stream to watch this. I went to my nan and granddad's, we couldn't watch a stream to watch it. So I don't know what's going on, but I had my phone next to me and I was watching George Benson, shout out George Benson, commentating over the game. So, you know, I had that. And I gathered a couple things. So I can't do player ratings for this one. If you're new to this channel, I usually do player ratings, but we can't do that today because I didn't watch the game. So we're going to talk about a few things. First thing, Chelsea won 2-1, obviously, today against Wimbledon. Apparently we struggled at home against Wimbledon. We didn't put out the best side. I actually might need to talk about the team we put out, actually, because, you know, that's, I guess, is the talking point to put in. We only won 2-1. They scored the first goal in the first 19 minutes from penalty, which was given away by Robert Sanchez. I tell you what, I'm telling you guys about Robert Sanchez. He ain't looking great. Yeah, James Tilley scored a penalty in the 19th minute. Noni Madueke scored a penalty in the 45th minute to put it as 1-1. And Enzo Fernandez then came off the bench and scored in the 72nd minute to make it 2-1 Chelsea, which we ended up winning the game 2-1 against Wimbledon. So we had to so we now progress through to the third round of the Carabao Cup, I think it is. So yeah, we had 23 shots compared to their 10, 9 on target compared to their 2, 84% possession compared to their 16, 857 passes compared to the 156. Crazy. It looks like we dominated, but apparently we weren't convincing, is what George Benson said. We was never convincing in the game. Apparently we actually struggled. I said I was going to read through the lineup that we put out, actually, because it was actually far off the lineup I put out for the preview. I expected a lot more youngsters to be in there, whereas we didn't really, actually. We had Robert Sanchez in goal, went for apparently a 4-2-3-1 according to this, but I don't think it was. Had Robert Sanchez in goal, Humphreys, Desassi, Colwill and Cucurella as your back four. Gallagher and Ukachukwu as your two centre mids. Madueke, Ian Mason and Moreira as your three behind. Borstro. I keep flopping his name. I'll get it right one day. Behind him as this ST. No Washington apparently today, which was a bit unfortunate. I heard that Mason Borstro was apparently awful. So that's why I was demanding Washington to play, because I think he is probably a better player than Borstro. So yeah, we end up winning the game. We progress through to the third round, who I reckon, wild prediction, I reckon we're going to play Everton. In the third round. So yeah, Everton or Blackburn I reckon it's going to be. And I reckon it's going to be Everton, so yeah. Not an easy game by the sounds of it. I'm going to have to watch through the highlights and stuff like that, obviously. Enzo Fernandez getting his first goal, I was happy about that. Madueke scoring, I'm happy with that. Apparently he had actually a good game, so, you know, yeah. I didn't choose Madueke in my lineup because I wanted him to play the full match against Forest, because I think he would do well against Forest. Which Forest are no mugs as well, you know. Another quick thing as well, apparently Jackson went down and had a little bit of a bit of an injury, but he wasn't taken off, so maybe it's not as bad. But I do fear, this is why I put out such a weak side, because we've got Forest on a weekend. That isn't a hard game. Forest have actually been relatively quite decent this season, you know, especially their striker that they have up top. I don't want any of our amazing players like Gusto and Jackson and Enzo and stuff like that playing in this game and getting injured, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's it for the little, review, I guess, a little talk about it, I guess, because I can't really talk much about it, I guess, because I didn't watch the game. So, yeah, let's jump in straight into the big news, the big bit of news that's come out today. So, the last 3 or 4 days that I've been, since my last transfer news video, Fabrizio Romano was saying there's this secret player Chelsea are after, there's Chelsea are going in for this secret cam. You'll see in a couple of days' time. Well, this morning it came out that we were going after Cole Palmer from Manchester City. Huge talent, great talent. And literally about 4 or 5 hours later, we get this from Fabrizio Romano. By the way, pre the shirt, beauty, absolute beauty. Yeah, Fabrizio Romano has to say this. Cole Palmer to Chelsea, here we go. Agreement in principle reached with Manchester City on a £40 million deal plus £5 million in add-ons. Exclusive news revealed earlier today. Then quick resolution between clubs and green light from Palmer. Medical test to be booked soon. So yeah, Cole Palmer is pretty much technically a blue. And we actually got this deal done before the deadline day. So I don't think we're going to be bringing in any more signings now. Maybe you might see a couple of outgoings like Callum Hudson-Odoi and stuff like that going. But yeah, we signed a creative player. Cole Palmer, I get it, he's young, 21 years old. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, 45 million, 40 million plus 5 million add-ons. 45 million for this player, really? Man City pulling our trousers down and stuff like that. No, I don't think so. I think in this market, everybody's going to be going for a lot of money, especially this late on in the window, because, Manchester City have now got to find another player for him, so they're going to demand a lot of money for him this late in the window and stuff like that. But this guy's got a lot of potential. If you've actually seen a game from Cole Palmer, he's a very, very good player, very creative, can play along the front three, can play left wing, right wing, cam. Cam is his main position, I think it is. It's either cam or right wing. He was meant to be the next superstar to come out of City. They had Foden. Apparently Cole Palmer was meant to be that guy. I've actually had City fans tell me, I'm in a football group chat on Instagram with a load of random people from all across the world. And we all talk every day. A lot of them always say Cole Palmer is going to be the next big thing coming out of England. But he's coming to the fucking Blues. He's coming to the Blues. I've watched him play, and he is a very, very talented player. Gets goals, gets assists. I'll tell you right now, here's the stats this season. Played 1 game in the Premier League this season, 0 goals, 0 assists. Played 1 game in a Super Cup this season, obviously, a Super Cup that they got. 1 game, 1 goal. Played in the Community Shield, 1 game, 1 goal. So, he's got a decent return. His dribbling is great. He reminds me a little bit like... I'm trying to compare him to somebody, but it's not coming to the top of my head. He reminds me of a taller Joe Cole. I don't know if that's a great comparison. It's the only one that I could figure out from the top of my head. He reminds me of a taller Joe Cole. Very skillful on the ball. Bit of a streets player. So yeah, apparently from what I read as well, he's a Chelsea fan. That's what I've read. I don't know if it's true or not. Let me know in the comments down below if you actually know. Apparently he's a Chelsea fan. But, I mean, it kind of makes sense. This deal got done really quickly. And he wanted the move, apparently, as well. So, and he was getting minutes under Pep. So, maybe he was. Maybe he is. And he is the player that he's the type of player we needed, Because as soon as Carney and Nkunku come back from injury, they'll be straight in that cam position. Because they can't really play off the right or the left. Well, Nkunku can, but he's stronger in that cam position. Whereas Cole Palmer would just go over to the right and compete with Madueke off that right wing, where he has better chances of playing against Madueke than Nkunku and Carney, because it would be 3 people competing for the cam position. So he'll be competing off that right wing, and in that cam, maybe in some games we could switch him to the cam role. Who knows? We can do a lot of things. The versatility that he has is very, very good for us. I think 40 million plus 5 million in add-ons in this market is good. Me personally, I think he's about a 30, maybe 35 million pound player in general, because he's got a very, very high ceiling. He's had the training from Pep Guardiola as well. So, that boosts it up a little bit as well, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm very excited to see how he does. I'm expecting this to be announced tomorrow or something like that. It's a very, very good signing. It's another young signing though. What Todd Bowley is trying to do with the Chelsea project is, this isn't for the now. This is in like 2 years' time, where these players are like 23, 24, with a bit more experience under their belt in the Premier League, ready to then strive for the title. Do you know what I mean? This team's meant to be striving for these young players are meant to be coming in to strive for the title, you know, in 2 years' time, and then in that 2 years' time where they're ready to strive for the title, but are still young, 24, 25, striving for the title for the next 10 years or so. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, building for the future in a way. So yeah. Hope you've all enjoyed this video, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about Cole Palmer signing. Are you excited about it or not? Let me know in the comments down below what you thought about the game. Did you guys get the live stream or not? Because we checked everywhere and we couldn't find it. So yeah. Let me know in the comments down below about everything today. Sorry it's a short one. Obviously with the Here We Go ones, they're usually short anyway. And then obviously the game, talk about the game. I couldn't really give you much because, you know, obviously it wasn't streamed. I couldn't watch it, but I just give you what I thought and heard. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. Let's roll on to Nottingham Forest on the weekend. Like and subscribe, bell notification on, hit the subscribe button because we're close to 50. I want to see 50 for tomorrow, please. And yeah, take care all. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.